Welcome to Mr. Chalk's Revision Tips. In this video, we will look at simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and diffusion into. So diffusion is the movement of molecules from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration without the use of energy. So in the cell, this can occur when small molecules diffuse through a pore in the cell membrane or when substances move within the systole. Diffusion occurs when the concentration of a particular molecule is greater in one area than another, establishing a concentration gradient. The diffusion of molecules across a concentration gradient does not require a transport protein, so therefore is an example of passive transport. During diffusion, molecules move from an area of high concentration until the concentrations are equal between spaces, and simple diffusion is the process by which solutes are moved along a concentration gradient in a solution or across a semi-permeable membrane. So if we look at these four diagrams, so in which diagram will the molecules diffuse into the cell? That would be cell A. In which molecules would they diffuse out of the cell? That would be cell C, because you can see that there is a concentration gradient in between both of those cells and the outside of those cells. So several factors affect the rate of diffusion of a solute, including the mass of the solute, the temperature of the environment, and the solvent density. So the stronger the concentration gradient, the faster the diffusion will occur. So while diffusion will go forward in the presence of a concentration gradient of a substance, several other factors affect the rate of diffusion. So the greater the difference in the concentration, the more rapidly diffusion will occur. Higher temperatures increase the energy that the molecules have, so therefore they're moving around faster, so therefore diffusion will happen quicker at higher temperatures. Facilitated diffusion is the process of spontaneous passive transport of molecules or ions across a biological membrane via a specific protein. So facilitated diffusion describes the process of passive transport across the membrane. However, facilitated diffusion is still an example of passive transport as it does not require any energy to take place. Facilitated diffusion usually occurs when a molecule cannot pass through the plasma membrane because it's either too big or because of their polarity or charge. Proteins that aid in facilitated diffusion shield these molecules from the hydrophobic core of the phospholipids that make up the membrane. So diffusion is an important process in animals and plants. So the movement of many substances into and out of the cell occurs by diffusion. So describe why diffusion is important in animals and plants. The things that you would have to include is you could talk about in gas exchange, either for respiration or photosynthesis, talking about oxygen or carbon dioxide, absorbing glucose or amino acids in digestion, absorbing water in the large intestines, or losing water by transpiration in the leaves. You could talk about then in plants them absorbing water or absorbing minerals by the roots. So the structure of a lipid bilayer allows small uncharged substances such as oxygen and carbon dioxide to diffuse straight through it. There are a few things that will affect the rate of diffusion into and out of the cell. So the membrane thickness is the first thing. So for nutrients to diffuse into the cell, they must traverse the membrane. So cell membranes are extremely thin to allow diffusion of these minerals and materials to happen more quickly. And surface area, so the larger the area over which diffusion can occur, the greater the rate of diffusion. Cells with ciliated surfaces are adapted to increase their surface area in order to increase the rate of diffusion. Thanks for watching.